Hi, this is John with Stallard Technologies. Today we're going to go over one of the more common troubleshooting steps with certain issues. We're going to be reseating the RAM and CPUs inside your server. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the system. You're going to want to start by unlocking the lid of your server if it's locked. Pull off the top and remove the shroud. Now if you're in a 2U system, you may also have a fan bank that you need to remove. There should be 2 levers on the sides and then it'll just pull right out. We're going to start by removing the heat sinks. Now I'm just going to do one of these just for the sake of time. But you're going to want to do these with both if you have a 2 CPU system. And I'm also going to be cleaning off the thermal paste from these. This step is not necessary if your system is new and the thermal paste is still tacky. I'm just doing this for those who might have older systems where the thermal paste has hardened. We're then going to undo the locking lever and the actual retention lever. Open up our system and then carefully from the sides of the CPU, just lift it straight up. And we're also going to clean with a microfiber cloth the thermal paste off of this CPU. And you may need to use a couple of areas of the cloth. Now, one of the things that they're going to ask you to do is to just look in close at the pins in your socket and just make sure that there's no damage on those. But then you should be good to replace your CPU. You'll notice a indication icon on there that you'll match up with the arrow on the CPU. And you'll just carefully put that back into place. Close your retaining lid, and then the retaining clip goes down, and the locking clip. From there, you're just going to put about a grain of rice or a pea size dab of thermal paste on your CPU, and then line your heatsink up again. You'll know the fins need to go towards the front and back of the server in order to get airflow through those fins, and then you'll just screw your heatsink back down. Now if you're using a drill, you're going to want to make sure that the clutch is on the lowest setting, because that'll give plenty of tension on the heatsink to get good contact with the thermal paste. Then for reseating your RAM, you just pull apart the 2 retaining clips, pull the RAM out, just kind of visually inspect the sockets to make sure that there's no debris in them. And once they look good, you'll just put them back in the same way. And pressing from both sides of the stick, just secure it in place until you hear those clips click. And you can just replace your shroud, put your lid back on. So now that you've reseated your CPU and RAM, you should be good to contact our tech support staff or sales staff to find out your next step.